So you joined me this morning, and I just woken up. My hair's a bit fucked. I'm getting cut. Look at the wings. Whoosh. Anyway, forget about that. I want to talk about something that I'm trying to make a little bit normal, but it's very difficult. So when you're going through family breakdown, and I know because I've been through it, I've lived it, I live it, it's quite painful. Your whole world is upside down and you've lost everything. I lost £100,000, my home. I was first homeowner in my family. I was homeless for a number of months. Held down my job, which was the only thing that was consistent. So it's challenging. It's a difficult time. Not helped by people giving you wrong information. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't grieve, you shouldn't mourn, you shouldn't be upset, you shouldn't be hurting because you've lost your house, being lied about, blah, blah, blah. You're missing your kids. But I just think there's a better way of going about it than being miserable and being sad and being angry. I spent 7, 8 years being angry, blaming the system, blaming my ex-wife, blaming everything around me other than looking at myself. So yeah, when I'm working, doing what I do as a Mackenzie friend and a support person, helping people rebuild their lives after family court and family breakdown, I am a little bit different because I don't believe that people should be being miserable. I think you should be celebrating. If you've come out of a toxic relationship, you're in family court, you stop in contact with your kids. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, you won't be sad. But it's happening because it's going to make you a better person. And it's going to make your kids have a better life. You might say, how? Well, if you're not arguing with your ex-missus all the time, that'd be one thing. If you're going for a breakdown of a relationship and you've got kids involved, yeah, you're going to miss your kids. I get that. I know you're grieving. It's like you're grieving for death that's not, they're not dead. You being miserable isn't helping the situation. Because you're going to go to court being miserable. The court are going to see you, a miserable man, that wants to go look after his kids, being miserable. And you say, oh, well, I won't be miserable when I see my kids. No, but you're being miserable now. And the key is, when you're going through this shit, so you need to remember that whenever you're talking to people, whenever you're interacting with these people, you need to be interacting as if you've got your kid by your side. Well, I can't do that. My kid's not by my side. I've not seen my kid for fucking 5 years, 6 years. You have to act like your child is in your care. Because they want to see that version. They want to see the best version of you. And family court and family breakdown brings out the worst version of you. So yes, you have to work a little bit harder to make sure that you are being the best version of yourself. And there will be days where you have down days. There will be days that you feel like shit. But you have to work through it. Do things you enjoy doing. Don't sit in your own shit and then turn it encrusted. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Walk outside, fresh air, coffee shop, tea and biscuits. Whatever it takes, do it. Whatever it takes. To put a smile back on your face, do it. That doesn't mean kidnapping your child. Doesn't mean taking your child without the mum's consent. Make an application to court. C100, blah, 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 all the rest of that stuff. Give me a call. But fundamentally, you being a miserable bastard because you're not seeing your kids and your family's broken down and she's taken everything, including your house, isn't going to do you any favours. At all. Because the courts don't give a shit. And as a man, speaking to a man, when things have gone wrong in your life before, who's actually given a shit then? You're by yourself here, yeah? So you being a miserable fucker, being all sad, being all down, whose attention are you trying to get? Who do you want to feel sorry for you? Who's not feeling sorry for you already? I mean, if your own ex-wife or ex-girlfriend has left you, she's not there to feel sorry for you. So you're being a miserable fucker now, there's no one else going to feel sorry for you. You're not going to meet your new missus while you're being a miserable cunt, are you? Would you even want the new missus, depending on how bad your breakdown's been? But the point is, pull yourself out of that negative. Because before you know it, everything in your world will be black. Everything will be dark. The next thing you know, your personality is dark. And when it gets into your personality, it makes your personality dark, and makes you a miserable fucker to be around permanently, then that's when your kids aren't going to want to speak to you either. Your kids are going to have someone hating on you. Then they're going to see you hating on them, or being miserable. And I'm speaking from experience, I've done it. I made my daughter miserable. I've changed my daughter from being a happy little child to being a miserable little moo-moo. I could blame her for being a woman and teenager and that sort of shit, yeah. But I influenced it. I taught her what being miserable was. Me. I'm a happy little jazz hands, go loving, peaceful person now. Again, like I was before when I met her mum. But still, and that's changeable. I can teach my daughter. Every time she'll see happiness and she'll evolve again. And that's what's going to happen. But you don't want to do that for your kid. Everyone will tell you. Everyone might mock you for not being miserable and happy and joking, because you've and celebratory. Yeah, let them mock you. Let them. That's just my thoughts really for the day. I'm trying to change people's perception of family court. I want to change how family court is run effectively, because it should be a place of resolution, solution. It's not. It's a place where we go, where we're angry at each other, our ex-partners, and fighting with each other. We're not talking to each other. Then it goes in there, and we make it, and then solicitors and courts make it 10 times worse. And then that's it. It's over. If you have mediators in court, someone being positive and constructive rather than being a miserable fucker, then you might get positive outcomes, positive resolution solutions. The law needs to change. The law needs to change so it's presumptuous equal shared care. Presumptuous, and if the parties can't agree on a way moving forward that both parties agree with, then the child goes straight into foster care. I know that's a bit harsh, but we need something that harsh to deter people from arguing and continuing the argument for years and years afterwards, because it only impacts your kids in a negative way. But hey, what do I know? I've only lived it. I've only made those mistakes. Lessons, I call them. Lessons. Trying to avoid you, trying to stop other people from making those same mistakes now. But you may mock me, you may laugh at me, you may take the piss out of me, whatever. In years to come, once you've got over your fucking hissy fit, you put your dummy back in your mouth, you will see what I'm saying, and you'll understand what I'm saying, because you'll see the impact it's had on your children. You'll blame your ex-missus still, no doubt. I blame my ex to a certain extent. But I know that I'm just as responsible. The easy thing to do would be for me to blame her. It's easy to do is blame the other person. I didn't bring her up. She didn't let me bring her up. Fuck off. Your influence is still there. I influence my daughter from afar, and you can too. For now, I'm going to let you get on. But if you're going through family breakdown, today, just for today, try and do something that makes you happy, gives you internal happiness, that's not related to your children. If it means renting a place with a whatever it is, whatever. Let me know how you get on in the comments.